There was a businesswoman sa Makati. She had an art exhibit. She invited Grace Po and Mega World founder Andrew Tan to cut ribbon. After the cutting of the ribbon, Senator Grace Po approached me. Sabi niya, "Uy Wilson, gusto ko yung Pandesal Forum mo." Then, alam mo, weird. After we talked about it, a few days later, tumawag si Jojo Binay. After that, 1 week later, a senator called me up. Opposition senator, opposition to Noynoy and Binay. His family was kicked out and exiled 30 plus years ago. 30 plus years ago. And now he is an opposition senator against Noynoy. He wants to announce something.
Welcome back, guys, and good afternoon,
Yes,
Wilson. And
welcome,
today,
Lance.
kakaiba na naman ang ating tinapay that we are seeing in our table, right? So later on, Wilson will be talking about this bread, and more specifically, our topic for the day, which is Wilson, as a media person, every episode naman, but today he talks more about Pandesal Forum, which is his non-partisan forum, which earlier, Wilson, we had 2 in one morning na forum sessions. But anyways, Wilson, can you give more insight to who you are as a literary writer? You've won 15 Catholic Mass Media Awards and 3 Don Palangka Memorial Awards, right? What do you write about usually?
Lance, very nice, interesting question. I enjoy writing almost everything. One of the funniest interviews I've ever done was when a Japanese businessman wrote me a letter
Okay.
several months before his trip to the Philippines. And ako, I'm not a fashion-conscious person. I don't know what, nakakatawa. Uniqlo is so famous now.
Of course.
But before they came to the Philippines, I had no idea what Uniqlo was. Sila ulo ko. I was so crazy. The owner of Uniqlo wrote me a letter. I have no idea it was Uniqlo, and I don't have idea what is Uniqlo. Tapos, wala pa in the Philippines. And the letter said, how many months from now, the boss of this blank Uniqlo from Japan will be coming here, would like to invite me to interview that businessman. I thought it was another boring Japanese company, just another boring CEO, president of a company that rose from the nag-MBA. Hindi ko alam na sikat yun. And then sabi ko sa secretary ko, just list down that invitation, put it there. If I have time, I will go there. If I have time, sila ulo. And then one time, I was in Manila at that time, teaching in La Consolacion College, Manila. The Catholic nuns there invited me to teach as my hobby. So after teaching one class, I came out mga 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I told my driver, that is in Mediola, Manila. Ano next appointment natin? Sir, wala, may ano lang sa Mall of Asia, ganyan, this company, ganyan. Patingin nga. Ito yung Japanese company that wrote me almost 6 o'clock. Sige na nga, pasyal ako, baka may dinner dyan na interesting, let's pass by. Yun lang, without thinking. So when I went to Mall of Asia, I asked, saan ba tong event na to? Ayun, second floor. So I went up the escalator. On the second floor, there was this big shop. There's a big shop called Uniqlo. Uy,
oh my
it's
God.
A fashion shop pala. It's a fashion apparel shop pala. Tapos, it's a big shop, air-conditioned, glass and closed. Inside, there were many displays but no customers. Because the opening day is tomorrow, the first day
So
inauguration.
naka-premier access ka?
Yes, so I went in, all the people standing, but nobody, no customers. There were 3 chairs in the middle. One short Japanese guy, and one pretty Japanese lady na turned out to be interpreter, and then me, 3 of us. So I started talking, wala magawa. Sige.
This was just in English?
In English.
Tapos may nagta-translate?
The translation. So I kept asking all sorts of things, the usual boring stuff. I thought this is another boring company. Tapos suddenly, in the middle of the talk, sabi ko, I thought he was just another CEO, president, rose from the ranks, high-paying job, ganyan. One of those successful guys. And then sabi ko lang, what is the secret of your success, Mr. Blank, 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 Blank? I was looking at and then he laughed a little bit. Sabi niya, luck. Luck. Now, what do you mean luck?
Swerte lang.
Kasi I was born the son of the owner. My father gave me this business. But the business was all suits. Uniqlo used to be a company that did suits. mga formal wear. The thing that he changed when he inherited the company, he transformed it into a casual wear.
Correct.
Totally iba.
Correct. Pero timeless.
Pero
Timeless Very minimalist.
Very nice. Tapos sabi niya, luck lang siya kasi he was just born the son of the owner. Very straightforward and honest naman siya. Nagulat ako, owner pala to. Hindi ko alam. Sige, owner pala. Tanong ko, oh by the way, what is your sales last year? The usual question when you ask someone sa business. And then, binigyan niya ako ng number na, how many billion dollars? Dollars, not yen, ha? Not pesos. I was, nasyak ako. I changed my seat, ha? No, nagising ako. Sabi ko, I have to adjust my questions. I'm talking to a tycoon. Well-known tycoon pala to. Because I kept asking na sinasabi niya, ambition niya is to be number one in the world. Gusto niya talunin yung Sarah.
Yep.
Or maybe he's already bigger. Or basta silang dalawa lang ng Sarah yata. And sinabi pa niya, endorser niya si Djokovic. Yung world famous and all that. Wow! DIB pala to. So I adjusted my questions and everything.
Buti pala pumunta ka.
Yes! Oh, lucky. I almost missed that guy. Can you imagine? I almost missed that guy. I would have... Ay, lagot. Tapos ano nangyari? After the whole interview, nagpa-picture pa ako sa kanya and everything. Tapos when I went out, siyempre, binigyan ako dinner, I ate dinner. I immediately Googled his name and the company na Uniqlo. This guy pala that I just interviewed was the richest billionaire in Japan.
Oh my God.
Wealthier than SoftBank, wealthier
Oh my
than the
God.
boss of Toyota and all this. I was shocked. Tapos, nilang the wealthiest businessman, billionaire in Japan. During my research, I saw somebody, a famous magazine in London, England, the editor and writer kept on writing him 6 months letters before they got an appointment to interview him, and they had to fly from London to Tokyo to interview him. I was lucky, I was invited. And then when I wrote it, when it came out, I realized I was the only one invited.
Wow.
I was the only one who was able to interview him, luckily.
It makes you wonder, how did this person even know you? Do you think this background, Wilson, led
Yes.
to you starting Pandesal Forum?
Very interesting. I'll tell you, very...
Diba? We are in this exact
Yes.
place right now where Wilson holds Pandesal Forum at least thrice a week? Tama
no,
ba? Mga-
no fixed.
No fix. Talaga.
We can have thrice a day
Thrice
if you want.
Thrice a
Wala.
day, right?
Pwede kahit once a week, ano.
Correct, diba?
The reason for that, I'll tell you the
How
story.
did that start? How did that start?
I did not plan it. I did not want to do it. I had an inkling it would be fun to do it. I bought kasi Kamuning Bakery Café, which is 85 years old this year, as old as Quezon City. It's the oldest bakery in Quezon
Correct.
City.
Correct.
So when I bought this, I wrote about it once in a while. People kept writing about it, that it has been revived and all
Right.
these things. Suddenly, in 2015, when I just newly bought it, the Vice President of the Philippines was Jojo Binay. The President was
Yes, of
Noynoy
course.
Aquino, September 2015. Suddenly, I got a telephone call
Okay.
on a Sunday. Sabi niya, Wilson, madaya ka, ha? Hindi ka nag-iimbita sa bagong bili mo na lumang bakery. Imbitahin mo naman ako dyan, mag-almusal tayo dyan, magkape tayo.
So
Sabi
it was
niya,
just a lunch or it was just a breakfast. It's not any forum or anything
yes,
pa.
before that pa pala, I forgot
Okay.
to mention that. Before that, there were 2 forums that were held here, that not by me, but by a progressive think tank called Center for People Empowerment in Governance.
okay.
It's called CENTEC.
But
UP
it's not yet
professors.
Pandesal Forum then.
Not yet.
Okay.
This group of UP, University of the Philippines, political science professors, experts, approached me. Professor Bobby Tuason and Professor
Oh,
Mario
familiar.
Rivera.
Yep.
They're very well known in UP. They approached me, Wilson, malapit na mag-election, that's 2015. They do studies on politics and political trends. They want to comment about the surveys coming out. During that time, the surveys coming out saying the number 1 person to be the next president 2016, number 1 is the Vice President Jojo Binay. Number 2 was Senator Grace Poe. Number 3 was Mar Rojas and all sorts of other people. Duterte was very low in the surveys pa at that time.
Correct, correct.
And they wanted to comment on their surveys. So they requested me, Wilson, pwede ba kami gumawa ng forum dyan 2 times in Kamuning
And
Bakery?
they specifically wanted your cafe.
Yes, they
Why do you
wanted.
think so?
They like it kasi...
But the hotel? But hindi closed
yes.
doors?
Because they liked me or they wanted me to be the moderator. They requested, Wilson, can we use your venue, number 1? Number 2, can you be the moderator? Sabi ko, sige, I've been thinking in the future, I'd like to do something like that. Pero okay ako, I'll be moderator, bahala kayo. So, they asked my assistant, so we did it 2 times.
Okay.
The first time we did it, ang nakalagay sa likod na tarpaulin, malaking-malaki nakalagay, Kape at Pandesal sa Kamuning. Yun ang nakalagay. Kape at Pandesal sa Kamuning, it's a big tarpaulin. And then, ang mistake ng organizers, now I realize, if you're the moderator, you're not the main person speaking. You're just facilitator.
Of course.
You just facilitate lang. I should be on the side lang. Pero at that time, si Professor Bobby Tawson and Tammy Rivera and their assistants, ang Senpeg, they placed the name of the speakers. Linigay nila ako in the middle, and then the famous professors on the side. But I was still facilitating and asking questions, and I invited the media to attend. So it was covered. It was done 2 times here. After that, sabi ko, it's a nice idea. I'd like to do that for intellectual exercise,
Discourse, right?
discourse, hobby, enjoyment. And then, because I enjoy writing, then after those 2 forums, there was a businesswoman called Elena Tan Yukoyuto. She had an art exhibit in Finale Art Gallery, Makati. I remember after those 2 forums, sa Makati, she had an art exhibit. She invited Grace Po and Mega World founder Andrew Tan to cut ribbon.
Grabe.
I was invited as a guest. So when I was there, after the cutting of the ribbon, Senator Grace Po approached me. Sabi niya, Uy, Wilson, gusto ko yung Pandesal Forum mo. Exact words niya, she said she liked my Pandesal Forum because she saw it on TV. But it's not my forum, number 1. It's the forum of Centec. I was just moderator, but I was seated in the middle. And it wasn't called Pandesal Forum. It was, they had a name Kape at Pandesal sa Kamuning. That was what they said. Pero in the mind of Grace po, what remained the 2 words, Pandesal and Forum. Sabi niya, gusto ko yung Pandesal Forum mo.
Si Grace po pala.
Oh, siya nakaisip.
Si Grace po pala ang behind.
Siya
Sa name
nakaisip.
ng ating,
So I told her, Uy, Senator, I like that idea, that name. Alam, I've been thinking, I want to do a forum on my own, non-partisan, not compete to any politician. And I will call it Pandesal Forum, and I will invite you, And then
However, if you invite Grace po, you gotta invite Judge Mar Binay as well, right?
Pero I did not invite yet, pero I told her, sige you should
Pwede
speak.
ka, okay.
Sabi niya, yes, Wilson, pero at the latter part na ng campaign for presidency, not in the beginning.
Okay.
Last part na. Sabi, sige, okay. We talk na. That's a few days. Then, alam mo, weird. After we talk about it, a few days later, tumawag si Jojo Binay. Talagang, up to now, I have not yet explained to Grace po, baka akala niya, palimbing to Kausap ko lang ngayon, tapos, ando na si Binay.
Baka kaya nanalo?
Hindi, talaga, nanalo siya. Nanalo si Duterte.
Nanalo, o nga. Okay.
I'll tell you a story. At 2-3 days later, no kidding, 2-3 days later, suddenly out of the blue, Jojo Binay calls me up on a Sunday. Sabi, Wilson, mataya ka. May Kamuning Bakery ka na, oldest bakery Quezon City. You had not yet invited me there. Naisip ko agad, very busy vice president, busier than business tycoon, busier than movie star, and number 1 ka in all service. Sabi ko, Vice President, sayang naman oras mo kung 2 lang tayo mag-breakfast in my place. In my mind kasi, I don't want to be, I know he's there not to eat breakfast with me, but maybe he wants me to write a column about him.
Right.
Maybe that he's a good guy, that he ate at Kamuning Bakery. Pero parang, sabi ko, I don't want to be writing only about one because all the candidates are my acquaintance, friends. I'm neutral. Hindi ako politically for anyone. I'm always non-partisan. And then, sabi ko, how do I do that na hindi siya mabastos? So naisip ko agad, immediately, Vice President, sayang naman oras mo kung tayong dalawa lang mag-almusal in my place. You are the second highest politician next to Noynoy Aquino, the President. You are number one in all the surveys of SWS, Pulse Asia, everyone saying you'll be the next President of the Philippines. You're so busy. Sayang naman oras mo. Can I have another suggestion? Ano suggestion mo? Gawin ko na lang informal forum na breakfast forum.
Where you would open it to media.
I will invite other media and we would have a breakfast together, informal. I will just facilitate. Tapos sabi ni Jojo Binay, basta nandun ka ha. Oh, sige, sure. Nandun ako, I'll be a moderator. That was the first Pandesal Forum.
Right.
Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, Vice President, kailan nyo gusto? Next week? Next week? O bukas na lang. Ha, bukas Lunes? Wala akong secretary. Lahat ng tao sa office, wala.
Wala pa si JR nun.
Wala pa.
Wala pa.
Tapos, walang tao sa office. So, I had to do all the work. So, I had to text all the media, everything. Tapos, then he came. I could not forget, walang microphone, walang podium, lahat wala. Si Jojo Binay was like a Boy Scout. Before he came, nandito na advance party niya. Tinanong, Sir, nasaan ang podium niyo dito? Rostrum. Wala kaming rostrum, wala kaming podium. Di bale, si Vice President mayroon sa kotse niya. Ha, may dala. Tapos sabi niya, nasaan microphone niyo? Ay, wala kaming microphone, wala kaming ganyan. Ay, di bale, sa kotse ni Vice President mayroon din. Bilib ako. Tapos dumating siya.
DIY.
Dumating. Tapos alam mo, gano'ng kagaling si Vice President, mautak na tao pala siya. Yung tao niya, advance party, sinasabi, Sir, nasa Guadalupe na si Vice President. Hindi ka tinatanong, Sir, nasa Mandaluyong na siya. Sir, nasa San Juan na siya, Ortigas Avenue na siya. Ina-update ako, tapos dumating dito on time. I don't know, it was 8 or 9 a.m. Basta on time siya. And then when he came, may kasama siyang assistant na not very tall, hawak-hawak yung buong rostrum. Isang tao lang. Tapos lumapit ako, ano ba yan? Natanggaan. Acrylic, made of parang plastic acrylic lang.
But it looks nice.
It looks like a formal rostrum.
Galing.
Tapos saan yung microphone? Nandun, nakadikit na. Hindi mo kailangan ng saksakan. Kahit na you're in the middle of a bouquet with a basketball court, kaya may ilaw pa.
Okay.
May microphone. So, that was the first Pandesal Forum. It became, a lot of people reported about it. So, tapos na, it was my idea of deflecting. I don't want to be obligated to write about one politician coming. I don't want others to think I'm for Binay against others. So, I had to do it para not partisan nga.
And others write about it.
Yes,
right?
Not me writing about him. Parang hindi lang bastos. Kumain ako sa'yo, nandyan tayo,
Wilson,
kwentuhan.
every time you do a forum,
Hindi, ito pa. 2 people came in first. After that, 1 week later, a senator called me up. Opposition senator, opposition to Noynoy and Binay. Called me up, the senator, called me up. Uy, Wilson, madaya ka ha. Hindi lang si Jojo Binay kandidato, ako kandidato din next year. Hindi mo ko inimbita, kahit na mo ko imbitahin dyan.
sorry, is it okay to know the name?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Ito, sabi ko, uy, Senator, never ako nag-iimbita. This is not my idea. I just did it because he wanted to come, he wanted to have breakfast. All of you, welcome, kahit sino kayo. Kahit NPA, kahit sino, wala akong hinihindian. Wow. Welcome kayo. And you don't spend a single centavo pa. I treat them. Tapos, sabi niya, welcome, ano position that you will run next year? Sasabihin ko, pag inimbita mo ko, I will announce it there.
Wow.
Sige. Anong day gusto mo? Tapos binigyan niya ako ng date. September din, 2015.
Kala ko bukas ulit eh.
Tapos, walang biro, I texted everyone. This guy will be here at the second edition of the Pandesal Forum na hindi ko ginawa, hindi ko plinano. It was because I don't want to write about politicians.
Okay.
I don't want to write about one person and praising one person.
Sino to? Okay.
Tapos ito, nangyari. Grabe. His family was kicked out and exiled 30 plus years ago. 30 plus years ago.
Okay.
And now, he is an opposition senator against Noynoy. He wants to announce something. So lahat sila na-shock lahat ng media. Pati international media dumating.
OMG.
180 plus journalists nagkasya sa Kamuning Bakery in one area. Nakaupo na sa sahig yung iba. 180 plus ha. ABS-CBN, 3 cameras, live telecast ha. Alam mo, it was Bongbong Marcos and he
Oh
came
my
here, he came here to announce he was running for vice
That was your
president next year.
just your second forum.
Yes, and after that, non-stop na yung mga
That's
tawag.
crazy.
After that, all the politicians called up na. Si Cheese, all the politicians running for senator, governor, mayor, all kinds of people, Catholic priests, NGOs, Gabriela, artista, all kinds of people would call na. So, I had no plans to do it, and it wasn't planned.
Galing.
It was a way for me not to write about politicians. I want to, and I want it to be non-partisan talaga. Problema, but there are some people who want to come often, and people talaga in the world are so partisan. So if pro-Duterte people come, people would say, pro Duterte yan. When Bongbong Marcos came, ay, loyalist ni Marcos.
Yep.
When dumating naman ng mga tao ni Noynoy, ay, dilawan yan. Si Lenny, when Lenny Robredo came, kay Lenny pala yan. That was when leftist people got, communista yan. Tapos when the Russian ambassador came, pro-Russia yan. When the 2 US ambassadors came here, pro-US to. When the 2 China ambassadors came, pro-China to.
What?
So all of them came, Singapore ambassador, British ambassador, Ukraine ambassador, ambassador. All kinds of people came.
Why do you think these high-end people
Israel ambassador.
specifically wants to be in Kamuning Bakery, which, I mean, maganda, right?
Yes,
Solid
yes.
bakery, but
Yes.
there are so many better aesthetically pleasing places, right? And ito open pa for anyone, which is, I don't know, is that the pro? Is that the,
Maybe because
what's nice about it?
Maybe
Open room, gano'n?
maybe number one, maybe they think I'm non-partisan.
Okay.
I will treat them kindly.
Okay.
I will not, basta ang rule ko sa Pandesal Forum, hindi pwede bastusin kahit sino dito.
Okay.
Whoever speaks, the media can be critical, can grill them, okay. Pero walang disrespect and bastos. And siguro they enjoy the conversation.
Yep.
I talk about all kinds of things. I ask all kinds of things. I accommodate the media's questions. All kinds of topics. Almost everything.
Ganda.
Almost every topic
Yeah.
of all kinds.
Now, Wilson, Pandesal Forum is one of the most, famous non-partisan forums out there, right?
Yes, yes.
Can you share to us, maybe that just a team composition, no? Kung ako wants to start my own media, what's the bare minimum team of people that I would need to do a forum? Bare minimum. Does it have to be someone that knows media contacts?
Depends eh.
Isang moderator, isang journalist, isang video editor, of course, video producer.
The video producer came late na eh. I had no video recordings of the previous
So you could
one.
actually do a forum
I
and
had
let
no.
the media people.
They all did that. Pero sayang. People
Sayang.
kept telling me, why don't you record
Correct. And
everything?
wala kang kopya.
Wala
right?
akong kopya.
Okay.
And I could not forget when Bongbong came here, he recorded everything. He recorded everything, and not only that, he transcribed everything and sent
May
it to all
social
the
media
media.
team, no?
Ang galing
Right.
niya, nagulat ako.
Right.
Pero I had no recording. It took me 2-3 years later, hundreds already, before I thought of
So
recording.
do you think
There was no recording at all.
you could start a forum without having a person like Wilson Flores where may background ng journalism, may background ng transcribing and whatnot, no? Or you really need that aspect, that kind of person to bring the media people together? Because why would they even go here? Right? It makes you think.
Yes. I think the media is secondary. The main thing is you have to be interesting and interested about topics.
And
that
non-partisan. Hindi naman.
try to be non-partisan.
Try to be
Kasi
non-partisan.
there are some forums that are obviously like mouthpieces of the government. May mga forum daw dyan na purely saying good things about the government. May forum na anti-government. May forums na talagang totally boring.
Yep.
Totally boring topics, totally boring whatever. I don't judge others
Yep.
how they do it or not. I just do it because I did not want to write about politicians. and I enjoy doing it. To accommodate people, I could not say no to people lang. And then, some of my favorite topics are mga NGOs, rebellious people, people who are not rebellious against government,
Right.
rebellious against environment, mga ganyan-ganyan, idealists, all kinds of topic. Ako, the people I invite, I go out of my way, those causes or topics that I believe people should know about that
Yep.
they don't care about. Literature,
Any topics that
environment,
you have said
medicine,
no already?
anti-smoking.
Ever. Meron ka na bang topic that said, I mean, maybe not now.
Sometimes if some people, there's a group of people before, they were pushing an advocacy, paulit-ulit every week nandito, talking about the same topic. I'm not against the idea, but actually, there are some friends of mine who are really my friends, they are good people, but they are pushing an agenda, which is not bad. Everybody has their own agenda, their own goals.
Yeah.
They have their own political agenda. They want to come here every week.
Right.
There was a time.
Ayun, mali na nga yun. Right?
Because they came here 2-3 times already, 4 times
Correct.
in a row.
It would
Some
look-
people think I am.
Exactly. It would reflect on your brand.
Yes,
It would
yes,
reflect
yes.
that you're siding with that
Yes.
party, di
Oo.
ba?
Very interesting yun. So I try to minimize that.
Yeah, because earlier, I think just today, we had a session on non-smoking, vaping. And then the next session,
Not non-smoking, anti-smoking.
anti-smoking, there you go.
Well, non-smoking na rin. Galing
And
mo.
then, yung pangalawa is
The
jeepney
jeepney
phase out,
drivers,
which is
yes.
what?
Totally
Two
different.
topics that are so different,
The
right?
earlier
Which is-
topic was parang medical, health, public health. The other one is complaints.
Okay.
They have grievances. They have so much headaches. They want government support and public support.
Right. I hope, Wilson, you also are able to bring in our Olympians
Yes,
and
yes.
maybe do a forum,
Anyone.
right? We want to learn about their stories, diba?
1 or 2 years ago, just before the Winter Olympics, we had here the Philippine Olympic Committee head,
Oh, wow.
Tolentino,
And EJ
others.
Obiano, of course.
OJ Obiena, I did in federation.
Okay. In
That's another,
federation, ibang ano pa? Ibang
Ginawa ko,
Okay.
ibang forum, yes. Nag-donation kasi.
Okay. Awesome. So, I think I'd like to close this session, Wilson. I
Yes.
heard that Pandesal Forum and Kamuning Bakery Café organized what you'd call the World Pandesal Day.
Yes.
Right.
That's one of my favorite.
Yeah, which I nabasa ko siya in like
yes.
Manila Bulletin one of these days,
Yes.
right? Ito,
Philippine
as
Star,
you can see,
Inquirer.
it is in Manila Bulletin, and Wilson was graced with by Mayor Joy and Cynthia Villar, right?
Ay,
Diba?
not only that, Senator,
Very interesting.
former Senator Sani Angara was our first
Even-
guest. And the chairman of GMA7, Attorney Felipe Gozon.
Wow.
The first Pandesal Forum that we had, World Pandesal Day.
correct.
October 16, 2015, 9 years ago. Our guest was GMA7 Chairman, CEO, Attorney Felipe Gozon, then Senator Sani Angara, now
Yep.
Education Secretary. Also, the actor Ding Dong Dantes.
Yep.
3 of them came here.
Why do you do it? I heard it's free pandesals for a
yes.
lot of people.
Yes, because when I bought Kamuning Bakery Café 2014, 10 years ago, I was happy that customers started coming back. The bakery was revived. It used to be sleepy, almost forgotten na. I revived it, people
Galing.
started coming back.
Galing.
So I decided, I told my people in the office, we allocate 1 day out of the year, all the breads of that whole day, we will give out free. From morning up to evening, all the breads that we
How many breads are we talking about here?
started out a few thousand, tens of thousands, then naging
Grabe.
70,000 na the last year. Kasi nangyari, pandesal to, no? Everybody who would come here would get pandesal. And we targeted by giving invitations to the informal settlers, mga
Yep.
depressed areas in Quezon City. And we also sent breads on every October 16. We also send breads to the orphanages. we do it because October 16 every year is World Food Day. It is World Food Day of the United Nations.
Parang
It is-
nilocalize mo.
It is
right?
also World Bread Day of the UN.
There you
So,
go.
linocalize ko. Sabi ko, let's celebrate World Bread Day by celebrating us with the most popular Filipino bread, Pandesal, World Pandesal Day.
Galing.
And then, as a kid, I went to a Christian school, Grace Christian High School. In Sunday school, as a kid, I remember a very fascinating story when Jesus Christ was teaching to the people, talking about parables and
5 breads,
gospel
right?
teachings.
5 breads, 2 fishes.
And then the disciples came, Master, the people are already hungry. It's about to almost late afternoon. People are getting hungry. What do we do? How do we feed them? Sabi niya, look for people with breads. Tapos, they saw a kid. They saw a young boy. This young boy had only 5 breads and 2 fishes. And they got those 5 breads and 2 fishes, gave it to Jesus Christ. And then Jesus Christ prayed and multiplied it and then became, fed thousands of people that day. Tapos sabi ko, inspiring yun. Even though we are a small bakery with only 5 loaves of bread and a few sardines and a few bangos, sabi ko, we could afford to give out 1 day worth of breads.
May bangos na ba dito sa Kamuning?
May bangos
Meron
kami.
na rin.
May sardinas. Tapos ano nga, nakakatawa. May rellenong bangos, daing na bangos, and isa pa, smoked bangos.
Oh, wow.
Smoked bangos.
Tinapa?
Tinapang bangos.
Tinapang bangos.
Ito pa, ano nangyari? Walang biro we started giving out only a few. When our suppliers and friends heard about it, they all donated. Even si Sunny Angara, na hindi ko inobligate to donate anything, when he came and he saw us giving breads talaga.
Grabe.
Alam mo, when I did World Pandesal Day, I realized there is so much poverty and hunger pa in our Philippine society. Hindi naman mahal ang pandesal We gave out 5 pieces per person. Isang maliit na supot lang, 5 pirasong pandesal lang gave out to everyone. People would line up for a long time, 1 or 2 hours, nakapila. Hindi pa kami nag-open, nakapila na sa labas mga tao. I realized there is really hunger and poverty in the world. So, that is our way of reminding
Ganda.
people na number 1, thank you to the public for supporting Kamuning Bakery since 1939. Number 2 is to remind everyone, including ourselves, there is still hunger and poverty in the world today while we are eating our sandwiches and pasta and palabok. Number 3, very inspired ako na you don't have to be very rich to donate. Even a small panaderia like Kamuning Bakery, small lang, mom and pop small bakery can donate if you want to. Kaya like this little boy, this boy was not a very rich person. He donated only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. Minultiply ni God to many. I'm not kidding. Because of that, ang daming friends ko nag-donate. Nag-donate ng money for me to produce more breads and give out to people. Including si Sunny Angara when he came here the first time. I did not obligate him. Bago siya umulis, lumapit sa accountant. Nag-donate ng cash. Pangdagdag daw sa tinapay na I would be giving out to people. So, very fast. There was one time pa, during the pandemic, nalala mo, hindi niya naabutan, there was even a time na somebody gave us a lot of soap. Yung mga soap na, I think during
To
the
be
pandemic.
distributed?
Kasi,
Okay.
all the supermarkets were shut down or something. They had so many soaps. We gave away so many
Surplus,
soaps.
may surplus, no?
That's people gave away cheese. That's literally we were given sardines by Mega Sardines.
Grabe.
They supported us
Grabe.
giving sardines. So we had
Kudos,
sardines
kudos Wilson and the team, of
and
course.
cheese. In Eden cheese.
Ay, kala ko
We
cheese
gave us-
escudero. Kala ko
Eden cheese.
Ibang cheese na yun, no? Ibang cheese na yun.
So
Alright.
we've been giving out na kaya every October 16 and there are 2 days of the year we give out free. Another day is every March 21. Every March 21 is
Ano
the
bang March
United
21?
Nations World Poetry Day. So, anong ginagawa namin sa World Poetry Day every March 21? I invite a foreign ambassador and a famous poet in the Philippines to come here to read poetry, to celebrate poetry, and every March 21, from the time we open 5 a.m. in the morning up to the time we close 9 p.m., everyone who submits original poetry nila, they can use it to pay for delicious brewed coffee from Kamuning Bakery. You can pay, the only place in the world you can pay coffee. Magkano coffee namin? 70, 80 pesos per cup of brewed coffee. Arabica beans from Benguet province. Atok Benguet dali lang.
Inom muna.
Nagutom tuloy ako eh. Ito, walang biro. We accept your poetry in English, Tagalog, Bisaya, whatever.
Do you review it?
Ano,
Do you review it?
we kept it. We should publish it.
Of course. Of course.
Yun.
Galing.
Every year, World Poetry Day.
I love it. I love it. Ang dami niyong advocacies and I think being the brain behind it, 'di ba?
One more thing that we do, ever since I bought Kamuning Bakery, we have been donating our profits to public school
Right.
in cooperation with Federation of Filipino Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry Inc., FFCCCII. A few months ago, 1 or 2 months ago,
Yep.
we just turned over a 3-classroom school building in Calasiao, Pangasinan, donated by Kamuning Bakery Café. It's in Barangay Dinalawan. It is the place with the most delicious puto in the entire Philippines. Calasiao is famous for its small white-colored puto. The entire Calasiao City, the place with the best puto is Barangay Dinalawan. We donated rural public school building there. I went to turn over there.
Ganda.
Every year we donate one. Speaking of breads,
Right? Our Pandesal segment today, medyo mahaba yung bread, right? Wilson, take us through, I mean, gardenia meron din ito,
Yes.
But what makes yours different?
I don't know what they call their breads, but in Kamuning Bakery Café since 1939, we have several, hindi lang isa, we have several kinds of loaf breads or sliced bread. Ano? This one is one of our most unique and most popular. It's called Pullman bread.
Pullman.
Pullman loaf.
Pullman, okay.
Pullman. I researched it was named after an industrialist and railroad expert pioneer, George Pullman, in the West, in the US and UK, na he had something to do with railway. He had to have bread in the
Kaya
railway.
siya parang pahaba. Tama ba? Or
I
hindi
don't know
naman?
lalagyan ng bread.
Parang paborito lang niya yan.
May lalagyan ng bread, tapos it was named after him.
Right.
In fairness, maganda pakinggan, Pullman loaf bread. If I'm not mistaken, in Singapore, there's a Pullman 5-star hotel. Pero ours is
Ganda.
5-star bread.
Awesome.
This is one of our loaf breads. Hindi lang ito. Of course, we have the usual tasty. We have others. This is called Pullman.
Awesome.
Meron pa kaming pan-Americano. Iba-iba. That's another section. We have siguro 10 different kinds of loaf breads. This is one of the world's supposedly one of the world's great inventions now. If you Google it,
I love it.
one of the world's greatest
People call it
inventions.
tasty, right?
Yes.
People call it tasty.
We have tasty.
Ay, iba
That
pa yung
is
tasty.
different.
Okay.
Tasty is different from our Pullman bread.
Okay.
Our Pullman bread, our Pan-Americano, our cream loaf bread, iba.
Okay. Alright. So, guys, try it out, no? Yeah. So, awesome episode, Wilson. Thank you so
Lance.
much. And I hope you guys learned more about Pandesal Forum, Kamuning Bakery Cafe, and our Pullman bread here today. Maraming salamat and have a great afternoon.